They say in Lagos, not everything that shines in the compound belongs to the person wearing it. On the day the red designer heels went missing, nobody knew that the most admired girl in the compound had never owned a single thing she wore. But before her secrets began to crack, she had already built a life so perfect online that even lies started believing themselves. Before we continue, if you enjoy stories like this, consider subscribing because what happened in this compound will leave you questioning everything you see on social media. The story begins in the heart of Lagos, in a crowded public compound known simply as Face Me, I Face You. It was the kind of place where privacy didn't exist. 15 rooms, one long corridor, shared bathroom, shared kitchen, shared problems, and most importantly, shared eyes. Nothing stayed hidden for long, or at least that is what everyone believed. Among the tenants was a young woman named Amara, 24 years old, light skin, always glowing, always smiling. To the outside world, Amara was that girl, the kind you see on Instagram and whisper, God, when? Her pictures were flawless, different wigs every week, stylish outfits, matching bags, and perfect shoes. Soft life, luxury, enjoyment. Men flooded her comments. Baby girl, you're too fine. Are you in Lekki or heaven? But inside that compound, Amara owned almost nothing. It started small, a missing scarf, a borrowed slippers that never returned. At first, nobody suspected anything. In a place where people lived door to door, borrowing was normal. One evening, Sister Ngozi screamed from the corridor, "My wig! My bun straight! Who took my wig?" Women rushed out of their rooms. Buckets dropped. Pots abandoned. Check your room well. Maybe your children carried it. Are you sure you didn't forget it somewhere? But she was sure. She had washed it, placed it outside to dry, and within 20 minutes, it vanished. 2 days later, it was Mama Sadiya's shoe, brand new, still smelling of the market, gone. Then Chioma's handbag, then Blessing's gown, then 3 different slippers in 1 week. Fear entered the compound. Doors that were once open before locked, clothes that once danced freely on lines were now guided like gold. People stopped trusting each other. Even greetings became suspicious. But through it all, Amara kept shining. Every week, new pictures, new styles, new vibes. Soft life. The same week, Sister Ngozi cried over her missing wig. Amara posted a video wearing the exact wig, styled perfectly, sleek, shining, and beautiful. But nobody in the compound saw that video. Or maybe they weren't looking closely enough. Amara had a system, a very careful system. She never wore stolen items inside the compound. Never. Whenever she wanted to dress up, she would sneak out through the back, a narrow passage behind the building, hidden from the main corridor, invisible. She would change outside, take pictures, shoot videos, return at night, quietly like nothing happened. Inside the compound, the chaos continued. One afternoon, something unusual happened. Brother Tunde's room was opened. Not broken, not forced, just opened. And inside, 2 pairs of shoes were missing. Now it was no longer about clothes outside. Someone was entering rooms. That was when the shouting changed, from anger to fear. This is no longer ordinary theft. Who is watching our movements like this? Is it someone inside or outside? That night, nobody slept peacefully. Every sound felt suspicious. Every movement felt watched. But in her room, Amara sat quietly, scrolling through her phone, smiling at the comments, replying with heart emojis, saving new outfit ideas. Because for her, everything was working perfectly. Until one small mistake. 3 days later, as Amara stepped out through the back gate, dressed in a tight black gown, red heels, and a long straight wig, she didn't notice the eyes watching her. Not from the front, not from the corridor, but from the next compound's rooftop. A pair of sharp eyes, watching carefully, observing everything. And for the first time, Amara wasn't as invisible as she thought, because someone had just seen where she changed, what she wore, and how she moved. Back inside the compound, another scream rang out, louder than ever before. My clothes again. But this time, someone whispered something different, something dangerous. I think I know who is doing this. And as Amara walked confidently down the street, recording another video, she had no idea that her perfect life was about to collide with the truth. They say, no matter how long a rat hides in the ceiling, one day it must come down to it. Amara didn't know it yet, but someone in that compound has stopped sleeping. And when people stop sleeping, secrets start dying. The whisper spread faster than fire in dry season. I think I know who is doing it. At first, nobody wanted to say the name out loud. It couldn't make sense. Amara, the same girl that always looked fresh, the one that dressed like she just stepped out of Lekki, the one men admired and women secretly envied. No, it can't be her. The person who spoke was Ifeoma, a quiet university student who lived in room 7. She wasn't known for gossip. She wasn't known for trouble, but she was known for one thing: observing. That evening, a small group gathered near the water drum. Mama Sadiya, Brother Tunde, Sister Ngozi, and Ifeoma. I didn't want to talk before, Ifeoma said quietly, but I saw something 3 days ago. The others leaned in. I was reading on the rooftop next compound for network, she continued, and I saw someone come out from our back passage. Who? Brother Tunde asked sharply. Ifeoma hesitated, then said it. Amara. Silence, heavy and comfortable. She was dressed differently, Ifeoma added. Very fine, like the things we see online. And Mama Sadiya pressed. And the wig she was wearing, Ifeoma swallowed. It looked exactly like Sister Ngozi's bone straight. Sister Ngozi's hand flew to her chest. My wig? She whispered. I'm not saying it is, Ifeoma said quickly, but it looked the same. That was all it took. Suspicion turned into quiet investigation. They didn't confront Amara. Not yet, because in a place like that, accusation without proof could scatter the entire compound. So they watched carefully and silently. The next few days, something changed. Every time clothes were spread outside, someone stayed behind, pretending to wash, pretending to press phone, or pretending to sleep. And Amara noticed, for the first time, things were not easy. She would come out casually, scan the line, then walk back in. No opportunity, no space, no mistake. But Amara was not new to this game. She adjusted. Instead of daytime, she moved to night. Late night, when generators went off, when fans stopped turning, when the compound fell into thick, heavy silence, that was when she moved. One night, around 1:30 a.m., a shadow slipped out of room 3, barefoot, careful, silent. Amara. She moved like someone who had done this many times, past the corridor, past the kitchen, straight to the line. Within minutes, a gown was gone, a pair of slippers missing, and a handbag quietly lifted. Then she disappeared. But this time, she wasn't alone. From inside the dark kitchen, 2 people held their breath. Mama Sadiya and Sister Ngozi. They had seen everything, but fear held them back. Did you see? Mama Sadiya whispered. I saw, Ngozi replied, her voice shaking. They didn't shout, because now these were bigger than noise. This needed to end properly. The next morning, the compound was calm, too calm. Amara stepped out like usual, simple clothes, innocent face, greeting everyone. Good morning, Mama. Good morning, sister. As if nothing had happened. But this time, people looked at her differently. Not with admiration, not with envy, but with something else. That afternoon, a meeting was called. We cannot handle this like children, Kunle said firmly. If we accuse her without catching her properly, she would deny it, and we will look like fools. So what do we do? Ngozi asked. Kunle smiled slightly, a slow, dangerous smile. We will set a trap. The room went silent. What kind of trap? Ifeoma asked. The kind that doesn't fail, he replied. He leaned forward, lowered his voice. We give her something she cannot resist. That night, plans were made, careful plans, because this time, they were not just watching, they were waiting. And somewhere in her room, Amara was scrolling through her phone, smiling at new followers, replying messages, planning her next outfit. Unaware that the same compound she had been outsmarting for months was finally ready for her. And this time, there would be no back door. Amara had spent months watching others, studying them, outsmarting them. But now, the compound was watching her. The next morning, everything looked normal. Too normal. Clothes were spread outside again. Wigs placed carefully on stand. Shoes arranged near doorsteps. Carelessly, open and inviting. Exactly how it used to be. And that was the plan. From her doorway, Amara noticed immediately. Her eyes narrowed slightly. Why are they suddenly relaxed? For days, everyone had been guarding their things like gold. Now, suddenly, everything was free again. It didn't make sense. But then again, opportunity rarely knocks twice. That afternoon, something special appeared on the line. A gown. Not just any gown, a deep emerald green body-hugging dress. Elegant, expensive looking, the kind that turns head without trying. Beside it, a matching designer bag, and under the line, a pair of sleek heels. Amara's heart skipped. This was perfect. In her mind, she could already see it. Photo shoots, reels, slow motion walk. Comments exploding. Who is this queen? Marry me. Soft life don't choke. But something still bothered her. Why would anyone leave something this valuable outside so carelessly? She waited and watched. 1 hour, 2 hours, nobody came for it. Evening approached, still untouched. From across the compound, Ifeoma sat quietly, pretending to read. But her eyes were not on her books. They were on Amara. Inside the kitchen, Mama Sadiya stirred an empty pot. Not cooking, she was just watching. Behind the corridor pillar, Brother Tunde leaned casually, but his attention was fixed. And inside room 1, Kunle stood by the window, silent, patient. The trap was breathing. Night fell. One by one, doors closed. Light went off. Voice faded. By 11:45 p.m., the compound was quiet. Then, at exactly 12:30 a.m., a door creaked open. Room number 3. Amara stepped out, barefoot. She moved, each step carefully, measured, silent. Her shadow stretched across the corridor as she approached the line. Her heart beat faster, not from fear, but excitement. She reached the gown, touched it. Soft, expensive and perfect. A small smile formed on her lip. Quickly she took it, then the bag, then the heels. Smooth, clean and effortless. She turned to leave. Amara! The voice froze her blood. She stopped, slowly turned. Darkness, then click. Light flooded the compound. Bright, blinding and unforgiving. And suddenly she was not alone. Mama Sadiya stepped forward, arms folded and eyes hard. Sister Ngozi followed, then Brother Tunde, then Ifoma, and finally Kunle. Standing right in front of her, Amara's hand trembled, the gown still clutched tightly, the bag hanging from her wrist, the heels dangling from her fingers. Caught red-handed. For a moment nobody spoke. Then silence was louder than shouting. Then Mama Sadiya's voice broke it. So it is you. Amara opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. No, I was just what? Ngozi snapped. Just collecting what you've been stealing for months? Her voice rose, years of anger pouring out. My wig, my clothes, my money? Others began to gather, doors opening. Ah, Amara? The crowd grew, and there she stood. No filter, no angles, no editing, just truth. Raw, ugly, unavoidable. Kunle stepped closer, calm and controlled. Should we open your room? He asked quietly. Amara's heart dropped, because inside that room was her real secret. Not just one gown, not just one wig, but everything. A collection of stolen lives, carefully arranged and hidden. Her knees weakened. Amara felt something she hadn't felt for long. Not fear of being caught, but fear of being seen. Because once that door opened, there will be no more pretending. And as the crowd closed in, voices rising, accusations flying, Kunle reached for the door key, and Amara whispered, "Please," but it was too late. Because in Lagos, when the truth comes out, it doesn't knock. The entire compound stood still, watching and waiting, breathing in tension. Kunle held the key. Amara stood frozen. "Please," she whispered again. Her voice was no longer confident, no longer soft life sweet. This was raw. I can explain, but nobody moved. Nobody answered. Because for months, people have been explaining loss, explaining pain and hunger. Now it was her turn. Kunle didn't say another word. He stepped forward, inserted the key. The door opened slowly. At first, nothing. Then Mama Sadiya stepped in, followed by Ngozi, then Ifoma, and suddenly gasps filled the room. Jesus! Ah! This girl! One by one, they stepped aside, making space so others could see. Inside Amara's room was not a room, it was a store. Wigs, different styles, different colors, hung like decoration. Shoes lined the wall, heels, sneakers, and slippers. Bags stacked in corners, clothes folded, arranged and sorted. Some still smelling fresh, some still carrying their owner's memories. Mama Sadiya pointed. "That is my wrapper." Ngozi rushed forward. "My wig!" Another voice shouted. "My handbag! My shoes! My gown!" The room erupted. Voices clashed. Anger exploded. Pain found its voice. For months, they had doubted themselves, blamed their children, fought each other, and all along, everything was here. Amara's leg gave way. She sank on the floor. No more pretending and hiding, just shame. Heavy, hot, unforgiving. Outside, someone shouted, "Bring her phone!" And within seconds, her phone was in Kunle's hand. "Open it!" Amara hesitated. "Open it!" The crowd roared. With trembling hands, she unlocked it. Kunle opened her Instagram, and the compound fell silent again. There she was, perfect, flawless and untouchable, wearing the same things that now lay scattered on the floor. Likes, comments and followers. A fake life built on stolen pieces. "Read it," someone said. Kunle read aloud. "Hard work pays, oh. God did it. Soft life, no stress." A bitter laugh spread through the crowd. "God did it," Mother Sadiya scoffed. "Or you stole it." Amara broke. Tears rushed down her face. Her shoulders shook. "I didn't mean it," she started, but her voice drowned in her own guilt. "I just wanted to belong," she cried. "I was tired of looking poor, tired of being invisible." Nobody spoke, because deep down, some understood that feeling. "But not like this. Never like this. You didn't want to belong," Ifoma said quietly. "You wanted to deceive." Silence again. Kunle stepped forward. "We can take you to the police," he said calmly. And you know this is enough evidence. Amara looked up, eyes swollen and voice broken. Please, I will return everything. I will delete everything. I will leave. That word hung in the air. Leave? The compound looked at each other. Anger was there. Yes, but something else also entered that space. A choice. Mama Sadiya sighed deeply. If we send you to prison, she said slowly, will that teach you? Amara said nothing. Or will it destroy you completely? She added. Nobody answered. Then Brother Tunde spoke. Let her return everything, he said. Every single item. And after that, she will pack her thing and leave this compound. A murmur of agreement spread. No police, someone asked. No police, Kunle confirmed. But if she ever tries this again, he looked straight to her. We won't be this merciful. Amara nodded rapidly, tears falling without control. That night, everything was returned, one by one. Wigs, shoes, bags, and clothes. Each item finding its way back home. But something else was lost forever. Amara's image. The next morning, her Instagram was gone. Her TikTok deleted. Her Facebook silent. And before noon, she was gone. No makeup, no filter, no audience. Just a girl, walking away with nothing that wasn't hers. Week passed. The compound slowly healed. People laughed again, shared again, and trusted again. But they never forgot. Because sometimes, the biggest lesson is not in what was stolen, but in how far someone was willing to go, just to look like something they were not. And somewhere in Lagos, Amara started again. This time, with nothing borrowed, nothing stolen, just herself. Because in the end, the life you fake will always collapse. But the life you build honestly, no one can take from you. Thanks for watching.